Welcome back to Chew the Fat with Max. I'm Max, and today I want to share with you 5 things that I wish I knew when I started the ketogenic diet in 2015. That was round 1. Number 1, I didn't need to stick to the macros that I had researched. I thought that you had to eat 75% of your macros from fat, 20% of your macros from protein, and 5% from carbs. So sticking more with the percentages than, say, grams of fat or carbs or protein, with one exception. Stay under 20 net carbs. So this is what I had researched. This is what everyone was doing, and they were having amazing success. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do this as well. So I wish I would have known if you got your own fat stores, you don't need to eat 75% from other sources because you can burn this up. And I did not know that. And I ate 16 to 1800, I believe is what my original amount was. And so basically 75% of that literally came from fat. Butter, bacon, avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil, MCT oil, cheeses, eggs, anything that had fat. Like, I would get all my fat, all 75%. And guess what? Even at night, when I look at my macros, because I track as I eat, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm short on my macros. I need more fat. I would make a fat bomb. So I would eat that. I didn't know that I shouldn't be eating all of that fat because I got my own fat stores. That was the biggest change this go round, and I had much, much more success. The second thing I wish that I had known then that I have discovered now is that I definitely have insulin resistance. Yeah, I'm not officially diagnosed. I self-diagnose. Doctors don't be hooking me up and don't be telling me things. They just say, you're overweight, lose some weight. And I figured it out. It's because they don't even get any nutrition classes. That's why they don't really know what to tell you, or they'll tell you what they've just recently read or what they think they know based on what's popular out there, whatever our industry in general is pumping out. I'm insulin resistant. How did I know that? Because I wasn't losing weight. And over time, I started researching some more, and I discovered that if you are insulin resistant, you're not going to be able to lose weight. You need to heal your cells first. And how do you heal your cells? Fasting. Who knew? Intermittent fasting would have been a great complement to help me with the insulin resistance. And I did do intermittent fasting, not anything structured or consistent. I just did it because it happened, because I wasn't hungry. Like sometimes I just wouldn't eat breakfast because I just wasn't hungry. And I would have low calorie or low fat days on those days. And I probably actually did the best on those days, but not knowing that I was insulin resistant. But what I have discovered is that, number 1, insulin resistance, I need to heal the cells. If I need to heal the cells, what do you do? How do you do that? Well, longer fasts make that possible. So this time around, I started doing 36-hour fast. Instead of just, a 16-8 protocol, I started doing 36-12. Really didn't eat the whole time, obviously. If you know anything about intermittent fasting, you don't eat the whole time just because it's your window. But I would eat, 3 meals in that 12 hours. And then I had a 36-hour window where I didn't eat anything at all. Basically, I would eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I wouldn't eat anything the following next day. And then the following day, I'd eat breakfast. So I'd have 24 hours. And then 12 hours, and then I would eat breakfast. And so that actually proved to be much, much more successful for me because I started healing those cells to break that insulin resistance. That's something I wish I would have known because I would have done that back in 2015. The third thing I wish I would have known is that intermittent fasting really is a great complement to the ketogenic lifestyle. You don't have to fast, but someone who is dealing with what I was dealing with, obviously intermittent fasting is good. It's not just good for weight loss, it's good for so many other benefits, for aging, those kind of things. Check it out. Girl ain't got no wrinkles. And I'm in my 50s and I'm proud of it. Fasting in general is the anti-aging solution, and a lot of people are actually discovering that now. And so how do these cultures, live as long as they're living? It's from the fasting and things like that. It helps us live longer, gives your digestion a break. Tons and tons of reasons why fasting is beneficial, but you'll have to watch my video on that to learn more. The fourth thing that I wish that I knew, the ketogenic lifestyle actually has far more benefits than just weight loss. Things that I researched it. I saw the whole laundry list of things that it cures or things that it helps you, not have complications with, or more, like limit some of your symptoms and things like that from some of the things you may be suffering from. I already knew all that, but the benefits I'm talking about are mental and emotional benefits, like just the whole process of my brain being sharper. I did know about the clarity and the mental clarity and all of it. I knew those things, but there were just some benefits that I just was not really tracking. And they're mostly emotional and mental. And so in addition to all of the health benefits on the surface, there's some internal health benefits that I wish I knew about because I could have focused more on them. I'm one of those people that the more I know about something, the more I get into it and can really like I'm digging this, right? Like for a whole lot of reasons. It helps me stay the course. It helps me dig deeper. It helps me be more committed, And so I wish I would have known about some of the extra benefits. And then the fifth thing, I learned it quite quickly though. Not everyone is going to support your decision. I'm not talking about just family and friends. I kind of thought that might happen, but I am super blessed. My family is the bomb. I don't know, maybe because I do a bunch of crazy stuff anyway. They're like, oh, there she go again with one of her little things. I don't know, but my family is super supportive. My extended family, my immediate family, everybody is super supportive, or either they just don't say anything to me. So if that's the case, y'all can keep it to yourself, okay? Not everyone's gonna support your decision. And I'm really referring more to health professionals. Yeah, you health professionals out there who don't stay abreast of your industry, don't get professional development in things that as science and technology and research is changing, you're not staying abreast of those things, yet you're giving us advice or you're judging us or telling us what we should and shouldn't be doing on a subject you haven't even researched. Yeah, so that became something that I learned over time, like with my nutritionist. Yeah, sorry, I never really told you exactly what I was doing. The very first meeting, I had to fill out a form, and I had to do it every meeting. So very first meeting, fill out a form. What's your typical breakfast? What's your typical lunch? Typical dinner? Like basically what's your typical, right? And my very first one is bacon and eggs and cheese. And the first thing comes out of her mouth is, oh my gosh, you shouldn't be eating so much saturated fat. It's not good for you. And you're going to get heart disease. The typical, right, of what we always hear about fat. That is the enemy. As I started going back for the appointments, instead of saying I was eating all that saturated fat, I just talk about the meat and vegetables. I'll tell you about all that butter and other stuff that I piled up on there, right? I didn't say nothing about that. She was getting my blood tests, checking me out. That's why I was going to her to make sure I had monthly checkups. She was, analyzing my weight, everything. So it was like this accountability-ish, but I did it because my other health professionals, my PCM, primary care manager, was like, well, we're gonna put you on meds. And I'm like, what's the alternative? Well, you can see a nutritionist and change your diet and exercise. Okay, sign me up. And so really I was going to satisfy them to keep them from giving me drugs, but also it did become an accountability. And she was very wonderful, very nice. I actually ended up having two throughout the course because someone left and I got a new one. And they were both wonderful in terms of just being great people. But I could never really say I'm on the ketogenic diet because they freaked out. And same thing with my doctor. Oh, this is high saturated fat. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to get heart disease and blah, 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 right? All that. And so I didn't tell them. I just said, oh yeah, I'm eating meat and vegetables. Oh, that's wonderful. And every single month, they always say the same thing. Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing a good job. But if I mention the saturated fat, oh my gosh, you're doing a terrible job. So they like the blood work. They like the results. They liked the scale, even though I wasn't happy with the scale. Over the whole course of 1 year, I lost about 1 pound a week. They were happy because what did they tell us? Oh, you should lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. I am morbidly obese. This girl need to be losing more than 1 to 2 pounds a week, especially with all the work I'm putting in. But I was happy, but not as happy as it could have been had I been losing more than that, right? Those 5 things I wish I had known. I don't need to eat 75% of my calories from fat. Intermittent fasting would be a great complement to the ketogenic lifestyle, a consistent intermittent fasting schedule, even if it was once a month or whatever, but I was randomly doing it. If I would have known I was insulin resistant, I could have done the longer fasts, and that would have broke the cycle and then healed the cells and now allow me to lose more weight. There's far more benefits than I ever imagined with the ketogenic lifestyle. And intermittent fasting both combined, because had I been intermittent fasting, I could have gotten, even prettier skin, nails and hair. I actually lost my widow's peak. Yeah, my hair fell out, but that's another story. We'll talk about that. And my eyebrows. So yes, I did get them microbladed. My girl did a good job. Time for a touch-up. Not everyone will support you, especially health professionals. And now though, things are shifting and changing. More and more people are aware of the ketogenic lifestyle. More and more people are aware of the benefits and seeing how people are being healed from so many illnesses. They're even using it to test on Alzheimer's and dementia patients because the brain needs fat, right? So we didn't know the brain needs fat. And they've been starving us of the fat with that low fat diet. I know I was starving. That might explain why I was always hungry on that dang on low fat diet. I'm like, I just ate, how come I'm still hungry? 5 things I wish I knew in 2015 when I first started the keto.